Hi, my name is Emily Medill. I'm here with what I call my weekly happiness strategy video where I read aloud my weekly featured article. This week's article is a new one and it's called 3 Ways to Stay Happy Around Unhappy People. Happiness is a personal journey that becomes possible when we hold ourselves accountable for our happiness and unhappiness. Half the battle of living a life well loved is to embrace being the conductor of our own amazing life adventure. Instead of getting caught up believing life is hard or is always happening to us, it's refreshing to open up to the idea that we get to play and we have a say. As happiness curators, we may become well versed at playing and knowing what makes our hearts sing. For example, I'm aware that the daily ingredients that lead me to my happy place include solid sleep, regular exercise, nutritious food, connecting with my loved ones, being in nature, and expressing my creativity to plant a few seeds of hope out into the world. I'm crystal clear about what happiness looks like to me. For the most part, I'm pretty good at bringing these ingredients into my daily recipe for living well. Chances are you also have a good practice and understanding of what your definition of happiness includes. If so many of us already know how to feel good each day, why does the staying power of happiness waver when we're out in the world around others who aren't happy? How do we stay connected to our true nature in environments that are hard to be in? Well, there isn't a simple solution to this sizable question. Here are 3 helpful ways to stay tethered to your happy place no matter what's going on around you. Number 1, lead from acceptance. While we may know what our definition of happiness includes, it's helpful to also remember that happiness is so much more than a feeling of delight. Happiness is making room for all human sensations, including joy, sorrow, love, loss, worry, peace, laughter, tears, and everything else in between. Sometimes we get lost in thinking a happy life is one where we are always in a state of joy or bliss. Then when we feel anything but cheerful, we beat ourselves up and confuse who we are with how we feel. It's a huge relief to stop being so hard on ourselves and instead lead our days from a place of acceptance. Lasting happiness comes when we are at ease with who we are and the current state of the life we're in, no matter what that looks like. It's about accepting all emotions and challenges that go along with being human. The trick is to remember our emotions and challenges are part of the landscape of our life adventure. They aren't the determining factors that define our worth. Number 2, choose your level of engagement wisely. As human beings, we have an innate desire to relate to other human beings, particularly those who are close to us. We are social beings. In a Scientific American article titled Why We Are Wired to Connect, Mind Matters editor Gareth Cook asked scientist Matthew Lieberman a series of questions about Lieberman's research on the neuroscience of human connection. In one of the responses in the article written by Gareth Cook, Matthew Lieberman states that evolution has placed a bet that the best thing for our brain to do in any spare moment is to get ready to see the world socially. Lieberman goes on to say, I think that makes a major statement about the extent to which we are built to be social creatures. Getting our social needs met while learning to play nice together in the sandbox isn't straightforward. We won't always be surrounded by others who are like-minded. In our jobs and communities, we will inevitably come across people who have a way of being unhappy about everything. The main challenge then becomes how to not adopt someone else's narrative or negative vibe as our own. The foolproof method would be to carefully choose who we interact with and to control the external influences we are exposed to. But that method is not realistic in our daily lives. We are social beings living on a planet with over 7.7 billion other social beings. Isolation is not an option that's easily attainable or in our best interest. It may be more realistic to be aware of our external surroundings and put some healthy boundaries around how deeply we invest in our social interactions, particularly with those who don't feel good to be around. We can choose our level of engagement wisely. We don't have to get swept up in someone else's unhappiness. Visualize putting an imaginary protective bubble around yourself when you know you have to share space with others who are hard to be around. Find other people you're aligned with who feel good to be around. Those are your people to engage with on a deeper, more meaningful level. We can get our need for social connection met without pressuring ourselves to be on the same wavelength with everyone we come in contact with. Number 3, shift your perspective. Practice what it's like to challenge your narrative. When you find yourself around unhappy people or in challenging circumstances, ask yourself this question: how might I see this person or situation through a different lens? In order to notice when there is room to shift our perspective, we have to be self-aware enough to realize how our judgments and perceptions shape our experience of others. Adopting a daily mindfulness practice of some kind is a great way to get into the regular habit of being able to shift perspective with more ease. Just because we are social beings, it doesn't mean we have to see life through the eyes of someone who is unhappy. We don't even have to see life through our own judging eyes that perceive others as unhappy. Instead, see how it feels to view others and life experiences through the eyes of love. When it feels hard to be around others or to feel at ease with who you are in your life, see what shifts when you let love help you see. Let love help you see others. Let love help you see yourself. Let love lead you to lasting happiness. So that's our article this week, 3 ways to stay happy around unhappy people. And it's one that I've just written, and it's featured on thriveglobal.com, as well as my website, emilymedill.com. I'm honored to be one of Thrive Global's editors at large, so I share all of my writing out on thriveglobal.com, and I also share all of my writing out, of course, on my website, emilymedill.com. And I do send out a weekly, what I call a happiness note, every Thursday morning to my list. And if you'd like to sign up to receive those notes, in the notes every week I choose a theme and give some simple and practical strategies for lasting happiness and just different ideas in your life to just build your self-awareness and to, sort of move through those life obstacles that come up for us all with a little bit more ease. So I will include a link on how to sign up to receive those free notes that I send out every Thursday morning. I've been doing that for the last 4 years, and it is definitely a highlight of my week to create these notes for you. So if you'd like to sign up, I'll include that link, and I also will include the link to the article in case you want to have a read through later. So I just want to thank you for tuning in, and I hope that you have an amazing week. And you give yourself lots of opportunities to have lasting happiness and to just really accept whatever emotion you're in, and just to know that who you are is so much more than how you feel, and to just lead life from that place of knowing that you are worthy, and that shifting our perspective to add a bit of light and love to our views on what might feel hard definitely does sort of soften the edges and make our days feel a little bit brighter. So I hope you have a great week, and I look forward to connecting again soon. Thank you.